Check me out, y'all.
Making
I will wait till there is a bathhouse.
Oh, wait, really?
Only if you pay.
Can I get that written down? I would love to. Oh,
I want to go to the bathhouse.
Perhaps it'll be ready next week.
Listen, when you go there, you just tell Reginald
Your
I'm
skin
going
ready.
to the bathhouse.
Excuse me.
I'm always ready.
I'll be watching you like a hawk.
Is your skin ready, Christos?
Wait, so
Is your skin ready?
there is a bathhouse in the noble
Always.
quarter.
Talk as if you're a priest when the circumcised boy who's like, no.
I want to go there, ideally.
can you
Is your skin ready?
Can you take us?
Maybe tomorrow.
I want to go now, Loretta.
Okay. Yeah, I want to go now.
No.
Jeez.
No.
Wherever he is, because you cannot use the bathhouse without the bath salt and the bath soap.
I want to go
I
now.
don't have
Fuck
that.
the salts.
I have
Take me there
Taking
now.
a bath. You want to go stand in the fucking corner and touch each other's private parts? Is that what you want to do? There's no fucking bathhouse to go into.
She's lying.
You just said that.
You said there was a bathhouse.
Okay.
There is.
Oh my god.
So take us to the bathhouse.
Bathhouses or not?
You are making my body and blood pressure rise, young man.
Kyler, I think
You can't blame him.
It's okay. Just snort some bath salts. Everything will be okay.
take my wallet.
According,
First thing I've heard of it.
take my wallet.
according to a
Bribes
man
the map
that
maker.
apparently has a lot of influence.
Make one now. Make bathhouse. Do the thing. Do the thing, map maker.
The guards don't need to know about the bathhouse. We just need the bath.
One bathhouse coming right up.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Alright.
Are you fucking happy, Mr. Drow? Yeah, go ahead and fucking sit in it, stupid. Yeah, and I'll step on you too. Yeah, is this what you wanted? You wanted to be stepped on? All of you always like, oh, Vifla. Oh, step on me. Oh, mommy. Sorry. Mommy. Sorry. Mommy. Stop it. All of you.
Mommy,
Calling me
I want
That's
Donald's.
such a terrible thing like that. That's
You.
such a bad thing to do. No.
The failure, you bought them
As soon
Kylo,
as I
missing
can,
something
with
here.
with no
Never.
aggression tied towards the random
okay,
girl
when-
that
we
I'm
know you're
tying this
thirsty, you don't
aggression
need to- oh my
towards,
God,
we will have the bathhouse
Here
in
we
the
go.
house.
Okay.
His new name.
I didn't know you were that horny. Oh goodness.
His new
No
name
wonder you
is
aren't getting laid.
Kylo.
Stop it. Anyways, don't.
Kylo.
Serious.
Baby man.
Why is your name Trilo?
Baby
You
man.
cry? Are you a little baby man?
Cries all the time.
I didn't realize.
See, watch this, watch this. Watch this, he'll cry.
Hey Raylan,
Oh, hello. Yes.
you mind if I have a quick talk with you for a
Are you
moment?
going to cry? You're going to piss your pants? You're going to shit a little bit?
Maybe come.
Sure.
Joint into his balls.
I wish there was a way to capture moments forever, you know? Oh my god!
Baylor, stop responding.
I don't think he's going to be able to reproduce after that.
Okay.
Are you going to test it?
I mean, if he brings his meat to the bathhouse, but...
If only there was a bathhouse to go to.
No meat. No, I'm not interested. Well, not like. Where's my box? Who took my box?
Stoss took it.
Everything all right over there? What do you mean?
Alright, I am done causing a commotion. Sorry, Guardsman. Oh shit, I forgot. In another life to give that woman her bow back. And now I feel like an asshole.
Baby bitch.
Oh well. I guess she's going without her weapon again, isn't that right, Mr. Kyler?
Yes, ma'am.
Why do you step away from me?
What are you
I
gonna
didn't. I leant back.
Do I scare you?
Why are you crashing my audio,
I
Bifla?
would never do such a thing. I'm not
I see your mouth moving, but no sound.
You're going, but you're too small.
Anyway, I'll see you later whenever the bathhouse actually physically exists. This was my cameo. Goodbye.
Good. Fuck off back to your cave, Bifla.
Alright, goodbye. I missed
Come out when the... Jesus. You're not gonna do anything about that?
You sound like, what do you call those Gradian dancers? A femboy? I don't know what.
E-boy, maybe?
Do not do this to me.
No, the E-boys are actually the skulls, believe it or not. They have a big E on there. They have a belt buckle. It's meant to look like a belt buckle, but it looks like an E.
The E as well.
E-boys. It's kind of fun just watching this poor crippled Bjorning walk around.
You know how to live that, it's actually quite...
Would you get off to my crippledness?
Point and laugh at the cripple.
Cripple.
Yeah. Cripple.
That's kind of fucked up.
That's fucked up, even for me.
Oh, oh my. No more laughing at the terrifying cripple.
Can't really do Tony.
Sorry, Baylor.
I need to position myself. Of course. Here we go. Here we are. Just put that over there. Grab my foot and make sure it's plugged in, and that's the excuse I give to let the dice roll. And let's see here. Great.
You're not having a good day, are you, Baylor? No! Baylor, it's okay! Baylor, no!
Oh, no.
Is your tempo okay?
I used to cry in bar taverns all the time, begging the owner, just one more drink and then I'll never come back. That's how I learned to be such a great fighter, is because I would constantly beat up the barkeep and I was never invited back. That's why I never went to Silver Reach ever again. Fuck, it's mirroring cunt. Cunt.
No, Guntendell.
Gungandel?
Cuntendell.
Mirren cuck.
Mirren Cuckendell.
So shut up.
I don't hear the super secret thing as I walk by.
Cuckendell.
Yes, super secret, evil thing.
You're doing evil things now? I thought I was
Anyway,
doing evil things. I thought I was the evil one.
Mirren, dick, cock, and Baldwin.
Ow. Okay. Stop.
Huh?
Teach me the sharpness rune. For this. I want to know.
Alright, let me see it and I'll show you how.
No. I think not.
Foreskin it is.
No.
I was just looking.
You little fucking runt.
I was just looking.
I have one good left eye. My survival instincts went off. You became in my proximity. It's called a minor edge time.
Ow.
Get away from me!
Well, I have a minor edge. That's sneakiness. You
I
fuck.
can't leave the shitposting world, please.
Please, please, just let me be. Let me
All of
be.
his cannon was in that leg he left.
Leave.
Well,
He's gonna stay out of range.
got a cannon
Stored
leg.
in this leg.
Have you thought about asking Aunt to build a billhook for you so you could use it as like a walking stick, maybe?
You know, he might be able to have a leg up on the situation if he does.
I found it ironic that Haskell gave him an arming sword and really he needs a legging sword.
God, I can't assault her. Well,
I could teach you the way of the sharpness rune, but I need Aldo to give me fucking stone.
There's a new stone
Tang's
mason. I
gone.
can't remember what his fucking name is.
Oh, yeah, it's on around. I'm gonna fucking
First thing,
say nice things about him.
I'm gonna
'cause
get
there's a
this
guard
shaved down
standing
and
right
become
there.
a shield sword. Get rid of the cross guard for this arming sword. Maybe On can hammer it out a bit. That's all he can really do. He can't really reforge it. So I'll just ask him to turn it into a shield sword. So there's no cross guard. That's all I know how to use anyway.
Yeah. Well, I need stone,
And
I
I'll come to you.
promise. Alright. I need to get one durability rune for the poor gate. And then I should be able to go on any orders. So, depending on when you get that shaved down was when I can actually start working on it.
Great. Let's hope that supply train comes through with that stuff.
That would be very nice, that would.
That would
Be very nice if Tang came back from his expedition too. I hope it's successful. What did the pirates
What's your
say?
fucking
Boys,
issue?
The color's high.
You wouldn't happen to see the purple tunic, black-haired man run this way, right?
No.
no.
I don't have any
Looking
eyes.
for Dorst?
For who?
I think they went to the poor quarter.
Dorse isn't black-haired. He's blonde because he's fucking.
Well then, no, I don't think I have.
That's a woman though. That's not a man.
I get that confused
Well,
sometimes
man.
too, it's okay.
Whoa, man! Wait. All women are men.
Yes. You
Careful,
can't spell
Baylor.
woman without man.
Yeah. Yeah. Mankind.
What is this god? Twitter cancel. What?
What?
I feel my career flashing before my eyes.
I have angered the 17-year-old girls. Oh no.
I also don't like K-pop.
Shitposting.
You guys keep taunting me.
Yeah, Baylor, stop shitposting even though we're egging you on, Baylor.
Yeah, Baylor. Thanks for the sword on your blind eye, dumbass.
God. Okay.
Okay, deep breath, deep breath.
Give me that back.
Okay, what are you up
I'm
to,
actually supposed
Stos?
to be really depressed right now. because
Yeah,
my God
me
hates
fucking too. This bullshit.
Yeah, me too. Oh,
But-
wait.
God hates you too?
Everyone
no,
hates
my
me.
brother's dead.
I don't hate you.
Oh.
You're a bit foolish and naive, but...
Jax,
that's
do you
just
hate
what
Kyler?
Well, you.
What? Why would I?
You hate Kyler? And you're supposed to say yes. For the continuity of this joke, just say yes.
Yes, I despise him.
Get fucked.
I'm sorry, Kyler.
Kryler.
Actually, on that topic, Kyler, I was informed by Torgrim. Are you able to pick locks?
Torgrim informed you of that?
Something with Sarah or Torgrim. I just saw one of the Drow could pick locks. I assume it's you. I don't know if it's Sarah.
Wow, big assumption there. I know people who can pick locks, why?
I need the door picked in the residential district. I'll pay you a silver for it.
What door? Why?
I can lead you to the door, and if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it.
Fine,
That
lead me
sound
to
good?
it.
He is completely gone.
Oh no. My headset broke and you vanished. Okay, hi. It's on the other side.
What the fuck is that?
It's just the house. I just need to read a letter inside, and then just depart. That's all I need to do.
What the fuck is that?
Who owns it?
You're free to.
What is what?
Hmm? From what I know, it's some merchant in town.
What is it?
I don't know exactly which merchant.
That's key to us.
Heard that they're partying soon. It's why I'm
Oh,
trying
yes,
to
he's
basically
a-
get the
he's a
letter
Triton.
before they depart.
Triton,
Alright,
what is that?
I have something
It's
very
big,
important
Colin.
to discuss.
For
with you.
silver?
Do not mind.
Basically, person.
Yes.
Fish
I'll
feature.
pay you
I
a
heard
silver
that you
just for you
had
to pick
a
the
sort
lock.
of
I just
deal
want to
with
go
the,
inside, read the letter,
side
and
of
leave.
the refugees.
Fine, let me go get my tools. You should call the gods, because there needs to be helpful. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
I have a similar plan.
Potential.
Alright. God said yes.
Okay. Anyone else, this is your house, and I'm helping you get into it. Is there a DC?
So, my idea.
You already succeeded. You already
Oh, I
worked
already
for it.
succeeded? Fucking pog, okay.
Auditor to acquire fish for the war effort, but I did talk with him as I had an idea that many of these people are
No, thank you.
starving already. And they are
Thank you.
unable to
Yes,
contribute the work that is
Appreciate
needed
it.
of them. They are
That
not
would be all.
Have fun doing your
doing
thing.
nothing otherwise. They are standing there, existing, stagnated. But if this food was able to be gauged of their usefulness in the areas around them, whether they are builders or crafters or resource gatherers of sorts, and then we would put them to work in those areas to help those that are already doing such, and to make up for
It was
cases in which there
basically
are
my
none.
idea.
Yes, but it is not the easy idea to do alone.
The fisherman. What do they do?
He had appraised me as such when I talked to him earlier, telling me that you were doing something similar. But did you have a plan as far as the food that would be routed to them?
Are they from Gradia? Who's alive? Probably not.
Well,
No, they're not from Gradia. They don't.
there's
they don't have
certainly a
such
lot of
name
things to do with
conventions.
food. And it's another thing with
blacksmith,
bar room
I
and such
see.
as well.
Yes, I'm aware of that as well.
Smith ever still. For he forges tools, but not just. They say he forges people too.
I'm thinking
Hmm?
require a few days.
Ah,
or at least
so-
a night.
Excuse me.
Think-
What-
You're still doing work for the crown.
Do I owe the pleasure today?
I will make the suggestion then, or at least the offer,
back to look after some
that upon
First thing we need
the
is
end of
staff.
session.
Unfortunately,
Because
no.
if it's that,
I was
I
doing
see,
another.
I see.
I
There is very
was
little
earlier,
food
not now.
around.
stone to that forge.
Have you had anything to eat?
I'm afraid if you're going in and out on your own leisure, that's a task.
If they stay, have you?
But I do plan on doing the
Do not
lifting
throw
of the
them upon
gates
the
and
fire.
such. So unfortunately, I am doing
The
work
leftover meat
for
is
the
good
crown.
enough.
I have to
Course.
do the schematics and such. And actually, I was going to give those over in like 20 minutes.
I'm sorry, but you still have
would offer
I was just taking it back.
You attacked me now twice.
You ran past me, and I tried to catch you.
What? They've already got ahead on these. When they are able to get more food, then you're saying that
I don't know, sounds like
we would have to make a deal with them up front to be able
What
to
are
travel
you to
over
do
here
today?
Find you lying?
I've already made my
He can probably
choice
wait to
known
the
at
side
the
while we
food
get in.
Come by the tavern
route
up
to-
there.
And what did you say your name was?
My name is
There's no reason
Kyler,
for me to
ma'am.
buy
I've already
a coin
paid mine.
from
You can present yours.
Kyler.
Kyler is my son.
Get going.
I believe I paid mine.
Is that so?
It is.
You have much to
A
think.
kind
It's a good
boy.
Yes.
And courageous.
All right, where to?
There is
Smart.
light in your eyes yet.
Sometimes.
And then, at some later point,
On the
the
rare
brain
occasion.
storms
Sure.
Ray these. Try to
Let's
come up with
regale
And
something
some
more
tales.
this one beside you?
We have a lot of good pieces. to
I
a
believe
whole.
I've
What
met
we
her
put those
once.
together.
Or twice.
Ah, that's right.
She is Raylan, is she not?
I'd say give Hugh
That
more
is she. Our resident
I do
jeweler.
believe you owe me
no
a
less.
story.
No, I know that.
I do. Which one should you like me to tell you today?
Oh, found you.
I have some old and some new.
I remember there was one you were going to tell me, one you would only tell once. Something about,
One thing.
Black something.
Get my
Lord of Fair Hollow, was it?
They were charged this morning.
Not quite.
Who did you charge, Guardsman?
I remember well the tale of Alistair Blackwell. I told it once, but that was the tale that is often told now.
How many?
The real story of Alistair Blackwell is a dark tale with dark tidings. It is a tale I swore I would never repeat.
quite important right now. Thank you for noticing.
But if that is the tale you wish me to tell, it is the tale I shall tell.
It was that easy for me.
But perhaps a different tale.
Got to take care of it, and then
For
and, nothing happened.
But my main problem right now is
That's
just
good. I don't have to clean any of your
finding
wounds
easier
with
ways to
resources I don't have.
Please.
You could do a little
bit
bit
more
more practice, and you could use
Lightning.
your blade on me.
Lightning the dark
I don't use
mood.
my live blade on you. No, what is with you? I'm pretty.
The choice is yours.
I don't know why the choice is mine per se. Everyone's looking at me. You said the second story was.
Yeah, you walked over. I believe you
I
owe
said
me
she
a story.
owed me a. She said she owed me a story. She was the one looking to me. Who said
Yeah.
that she would tell a story about this Alistair Blackwell. I was looking forward to it.
Story was
But-
said yes.
But
Mm.
what is the second story about? Sorry, my ear was fluffy.
I have other tales far more light-hearted than a tale as grim as that. Perhaps that is a story you would prefer in such trying times.
Whatever you would like to tell me.
I'm always grateful for a story from you, Anne. But
then fine.
I will eventually want to hear that story again. Okay.
only have so much.
Find me tonight in the tavern as always.
Alright. Look forward to it.
I will be there.
Always a pleasure. Well done.
Likewise, Arnoff. Likewise.
Maybe officers like you get better rations than us privates, but.
How was your little job?
Oh, there were about 8 or so starving boys that were looking to jump us with swords. The silver changed their mind, sent them on their way.
My last name is Essence.
So, things are getting worse around Udwick.
Yep,
Glad
apparently.
it didn't come to bloodshed, but still.
Apparently people are robbing each other in the poor quarters now.
My friends call me Evan.
It's only gonna get worse.
I also have some information on that.
I don't...
Actually. Best token.
Why don't you... Why don't you both come with me?
Yeah, talk to you for a moment, Staffs.
Sure.
Do you want to still have that conversation?
I certainly did.
Would my home do? It's in disarray, I'm
Would you like to
afraid.
come to mine?
Would I even be allowed in there?
I'll let Reginald tell you. You're my,
list of the names would be
retainer.
especially if they're going to twitch us out so often.
And these two?
Well,
yes.
Technically, she's already under my purview. And you can come too.
Wow.
Very well.
So blessed. Thanks.
You can come too.
Oh, thank you.
Come on.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, great.
He's a very sickly child and he needs... it was his
You're
last
using
wish
my
to
son
come
for a PR campaign. Make sure you cough all through the nose.
I use my last wish to spend time with you, Miss Loretta.
Somebody should make that into a foundation.
I wish for Captain William Rowlett, but you
Drow,
have
the
to
Sick
do.
Drow Foundation.
Sick Drow Foundation.
Save a Drow Foundation.
Be better.
Whose name did you
Save
The Drow.
Save the Drow.
They said Rowlett. Lord Commander?
God.
I don't know. I never have guests, so it's just nice.
I don't believe I've ever set foot in Nadwick's noble quarter, so that'll be interesting.
No, me
The
neither.
only times I usually end up there is in the morning and the evening. That auditor Dorst is really a piece of work.
He's
Seems like a
hard to talk to, but he is very efficient.
He's very draining.
Yes.
Well,
He's
his
also very
job is
liable to
very
have a
draining.
heart attack by the time he is 30.
Well, understand, he is by himself, managing the entirety of Erlin's economy.
I can
When you offer help, then he decides
oozing
to
off of him.
start screaming at you.
You should try pipe weed.
Stress a little.
I would scream at you too if I had to manage all of Arlen's finances.
Yes, Reginald, they're with me. It's fine.
It's so kind
Don't
of you,
shake your head. It's fine, Reginald.
Miss Harford, to
You
bring
know,
my
he
sick son
he
and
used to
I
have this
for dinner.
obsession of looking at his fingernails all the time, and I had to
I
tell him
noticed
to
that.
stop doing that.
You had to tell him to. Him specifically, no one else but just him.
Yeah, just him.
Oh, poor Reginald.
It's actually quite clean back here.
It's very pretty, isn't
Clean
it?
enough. You know, my father was smart enough to get the one place that was away from everyone else. The most unfortunate thing is it's right beside the stable, and you get drunks coming in from the tavern and everything. It's terrible.
Sounds terrible.
You know, you can make a fortune out of like making like grease for doors or something in this city. Whoa.
It's been fixed for a while.
Right.
This is quite nice. I don't know if I should touch anything.
So,
I see.
well,
Okay.
have a seat anywhere.
If I may.
Go ahead. See, I really want a table there and just to, like, you know, sit around. Because sitting around this big table.
I guess I may not.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just go for it. I'll sit over here. I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
It's almost like he's 3 seconds behind us.
Listen!
There.
It's been a long day.
Let the old man
We
sit.
just sit in this. There.
Well,
be an old man.
Yeah, what the fuck? I take offense to that.
yes, Lord Ardhart. You're an old man.
Ardhart?
Arhar.
Ardhart. I don't know how to pronounce your name.
Ern.
Ardhart. Arnhart?
Arnott.
I don't know. I think there's a D in there somewhere.
Yeah, heart.
Ardhart.
Oh, is it Ardhart?
I said it right.
Other
Hard.
names are weird.
Heart.
Had.
Well,
Had.
this pertains to why you're still here in Ireland. Master Thestalor wouldn't answer my questions, so I'm coming to you.
I'm sorry you had to deal with this snake.
I told him that if he has any stupid decisions to make, that he comes to me first.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck.
Yes, well. Why are you here?
It's a very specific question, my lady.
You could. You're here still in wartime. Your country's gone, but you decide to stay in Ireland, not keep moving west. So why are you here?
Same as anyone else that may have lost everything to an enemy. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. Helping Ireland gives it to the Empire. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, well. Thessalor also said that you had a task to do. That's probably the more pertinent question.
Did he now?
Something of the sort.
Now he has crossed the line.
The tooth of the thing snapped off as he touched it and he pocketed it.
Take care of that in due time.
That is why I ask you why you're here.
He didn't snap it off, it snapped off when he touched it and he's like, oh.
And perhaps offer something that you can't get anywhere else. Information, perhaps?
You will forgive
I
me,
can
and
access
I do not say
things
this
that
in
other
a way
people
that
cannot.
is disrespectful. But you are from a destitute house that is falling apart. You cannot offer me anything.
Correct.
The fact that you've even come by this kind of information and ask it so openly has me on edge.
Openly?
This is not something you should know.
That's unfortunate. I'll see you in about a minute, and then this is me. Oh?
What?
No, you just stopped for a minute, and I couldn't see. Everybody wasn't moving.
I had said that that's something that you should not be aware of or be speaking about, and that's a problem.
Well, You're from somewhere. Behind the lines of the Empire. I was hoping you'd be able to help me. It was foolish.
Be able to help you what?
We need someone to go and instill some kind of rebellion. It's one of the few ways.
Of rebellion?
It's one of the few ways the Empire will stop assaulting us.
Lady Hartford. Even if I went back with 100 men, knights in full plates, veterans, this would only slow things down for Ireland and ensure our demise. These people have been subjugated for over 2 decades.
Yes. So you're not going to tell me why you're here then?
You will forgive me, Lady Hartford, but I do not know you well enough. I do not know what it is that you intend, and I cannot trust you.
Well,
what?
I understand.
Do you?
Just don't want to be stonewalled by everything. I just want... The Empire continues to assault us, and everyone seems to look the other way and think it's somebody else's problem. I see what it's doing to everyone. I see what's happening. I need something to help us stop this. King Gavus will sit in this high castle and continue doing whatever it is he does in there.
I don't know what you think
The
I
wall
can
was
do. My lady, my world is gone. My people are displaced and subjugated. I have no power. I have no soldiers. I have no gold. I have nothing. And even if somehow I did suddenly appear back home, I doubt I would be able to rally.
What would allow you to rally this pack?
What would rally any kingdom?
A king.
We do not have one.
Well, you're the last lord of Gewin that I know of.
Perhaps I am. I understand that you want to help Ireland, Lady Hartford. I understand you want to protect your home. I have already fought and bled for Ireland, most recently at Ambershire, all in the namesake of stopping a common enemy. But Ireland is not my country, it is not my people. Not my land.
Well, if you with that
It's important
attitude,
to
then you
me.
don't belong anywhere. You won't stand up for what's yours. You won't help us. So what are you?
Comes down
A man with
to
no country?
logistics, Lady Hartford. You can have all the fire in your heart that you want. But if you have nothing to back it up, if you do not have men, if you do not have an army, if you do not have a plan, it does not matter how strongly you feel. Your convictions do not fabricate what you need to make it so. I have tried for 2 decades. I have not sat idly by. I came here with 100 good men. Knights. Last of my house. Came here with a charge. Frantically rode for the border in the last few days of Giwan. We were supposed to meet some Erlandi houses on the border that would offer us asylum, but never knew which ones. All I know is that one of them betrayed us.
Do you have any communique with these people?
Myself, no. The ones who did were the last loyal retainers to the royal family, and they are dead. I do not know which houses were on the border. They had no sigil. All I know is they fell upon us like wolves. They were ready. Allowed for the Empire to catch up. We split in half. Half of us went deeper into Ireland. The other half bought us time.
Interesting.
For all I know, it was House Hartford.
Father would be stupid enough to do something like that. But then again, he was probably on the other side of the country at that time.
The Lord
I
does
didn't
not
like
have
to
to be
leave our
somewhere for
borders
his
very often.
machinations to be found.
Yes. There's also not that forward thinking. Now, there's a handful of lords that I could probably think it would be, but they're quite obvious.
And those might be?
Adderton, Swan. Couldn't be them.
Let me help make the spectrum smaller and more dangerous. They were not a minor house.
Oh, great.
I was assured that a powerful entity would ensure our safe passage, and that the Empire would not want war with Ireland, not so soon. As soon as we crossed the border, we would be safe. That was not so.
Well, looks like I've got a lot of research to do then.
On what?
Plenty of things.
Houses that would be ruthlessly loyal to Ireland, to the point of killing other lords.
Your charge that you were bringing in here. Did they make it?
Ugh.
Rolling.
They did. But they've been missing for 8 years. 8 long years.
8
The place that we had left them. The village was burned to its very foundations. One
Fuck.
We searched, but his body was not amongst theirs. For 8 years we searched. No leads. Now it is just myself, a skull, and a couple others. Inquisitors hunted down the rest, even within the borders of England.
Which village was this? Anything of note?
The only thing that I am comfortable telling you is that it was very remote and very quiet, which is why we chose it, and it was to the north, along the border with Hayloft.
Well, you're not going to tell me who it is then? It's obviously what you're here for, still.
I'm going to trust you with this, Lady Hartford, because I have made no progress in 2 decades.
Yes.
And I'm going to hope that maybe on a whim, you might tell me something. Or find something out. And if you betray me, if you betray my trust, I will kill you. Do you understand me? This is no idle threats from an irate guardsman. I'm not Thessalor. There is no amount of soldiers that will keep me from you.
I understand. I have no reason to betray you, Blair. No reason at all.
When we had fled, Gewyn had left the capital as it was under siege at that very time. And it was about to fall. Most of the lords had already been captured and were getting burned at the stake. I myself was rescued by a skull before they could burn me, but the Empire still got to my family. We rallied what few of my house was left. We were privy to the knowledge that our king's youngest was not in the capital. He was with extended family in a quieter province off to the west. I could not save my family, so I tried to save my king's family. We found that the youngest son was there. The Inquisition was already searching through the place, but we were able to get to him before they did. We grabbed him, mounted horses, and rode west. The last living heir to King Renald's throne, a boy by the name of Aegon Renald, is lost somewhere in Ireland. He was only a child at the time. He does not even know who he is. He has no clue.
No. He's a grown adult now.
He would be, I think, in his 20s, late 20s, maybe 27. It would be hard to even know him by face. Truly an impossible task.
Do you think he knows what he is?
No. He was 8 years old at the time. He has no idea who or what he is, or what his legacy is.
Who knows?
That's
He
why
could
I
be under
believe
your
he's still
nose the whole
alive.
time.
No. That's why he's probably still alive. He has no idea. people left to guard him, try and teach him, were killed, along with the rest of that village.
That was only 8 years ago, so...
We did not
Must know
interfere with his
something.
life. We watched over him. The hope was, when it looked like the Empire had settled, and hopefully Ireland had built itself back up, we would identify the heir to King Aelys. Perhaps the man who was known to be such an honorable king would have seen a mutual enemy and helped King Menel's son. But that never came to fruition. We never made it that far. So I believe thoroughly that Egon does not know who he is. Probably does not even go by the same name. You understand now my dilemma?
Yes. And as I said, you could have walked by him on the street and never known it.
I know. I know.
Do you have anything to signify who he is?
In truth, nothing that comes to mind. My only hope is that I would recognize him. Like his father.
What did his father look like?
Bright red hair, green eyes. A slender build. Not really the look of a man who would wear plate. More like my son.
Interesting. Well. If he's still around. I hope he's doing well. And not doing something foolish.
I don't know. I could not tell you. Could not tell you.
Thank you. Trusting me enough to let me continue prying.
I'm taking a gamble, Lady Alfred. I realize that Ireland is in its death throes and is crumbling. It will soon be conquered. That is irreversible.
And you...
My only hope is to retrieve the heir and bring him somewhere else.
Quite the pessimist.
I'm a realist. To the very core. How long have you fought against the Empire, Lady Hartford? How many people have you seen torched in front of you at the pyre? How many charges have you stood against? Did you meet them on the border? Either at Ireland or Gewin? Have you ever fought their inquisitors? Their electric hounds?
They're cataphracts. Night killers.
I am a realist. A strategist. I know when it's time to fight, and I know when it's time to pull back, regroup, and wait.
When you have seen so much death, it's hard to be an optimist.
It has nothing to do with that. Death comes for us all. The point is...
That's fucking pessimistic.
I know that I am currently outmatched, and I must find a way to even the odds.
The best way to stop this kind of assault is cut them behind their lines.
Again, there is no way for me to do as such, Lady Hartford. I have no way to get behind their lines. I do not have any men. Maybe 5, 6 loyal knights if I'm lucky. But that's it. I cannot do anything more. You're living in a hopeful reality that does not exist.
I have options ahead of me. But none of them are very good.
Welcome to the past 2 decades of my life, my lady.
Master Thessalor has been talking to me of these fanciful things known as archways and such. He seems obsessed, but they do seem like a useful tool, if you know how to
All
use them.
Thessalor has done is make mistakes, claiming he understood these things, got people killed again and again and again and again, while taking nothing away from it. All to Falgrith's ends, not even his own. He still does it now. He gets people murdered, killed, tortured, you name it. He's done it. He's obsessed. It's all he cares for, and he'll use anyone to get what he wants. Whether they know what they're doing or not, no matter what consequences they suffer.
See, I let him know that it seems he tries to drive this as his goal, but he has no actual answers or reasons to use them. He
has no
very
answers.
Yes.
He has said as much. But apparently he feels comfortable telling people about something I told him in confidence almost a year ago. I'm still trying to fight with myself whether I will slit his throat tonight or not. I told him if he ever whispered a word, he would die. Your words will not sway me.
He's the only one that knows how to use those gates. That I know of.
He is not.
No?
He is the only one who
Enlighten me.
claims to know how to use these gates. But he left all of us behind to die. Everyone that was at Ledford. He left... Oh, did he not tell you that?
One of the first things he said to me that...
Allow me to enlighten you, Lady Hartford. The last few days of Ledford, we were besieged by Voltex's company of the Empire. In that entirety, we were in a valley, as Ledford is, and we were cut off. There was no escape. A few people fled, cowards that they were. Fighters as well. But the rest of us did not have a choice. At the time, Advisor Falgrith and Lord Gavis were at Ledford. And Scribe Mirandel was Falgrith's lapdog then as he is now. Several times we had gone beneath Ledford and discovered there were caves down there. Caves that led to these creatures I'm sure you've already heard about if he's told you this, yes?
Actually, he only told me that today.
Allow this to be another example to everyone in the room that Mirandel Thessalor is a fucking liar and will use you.
You seem to
until
think
all
I
that you
was
need to
down.
know.
I went with all you lots into some caves and fought off mushrooms and things like that.
There are creatures in the depths that we recently came across in the last half a year. They are fungus that controls corpses. They know how to use weapons, they learn as they fight you, they multiply like mad. If I fought next to you shoulder to shoulder and one struck me down, in minutes I would be up again trying to kill you. They do not feel pain, they do not slow. They were all underneath Ledford. We went down there several times because Mirandel told us that we needed to, because Falgrith said that there was a reason for it, or it was to secure an archway, or it was to gain some sort of treasure to pay fucking taxes or something. I don't even remember. But that's inconsequential. The point is, in the last few days of the siege, we had nowhere to go. At all. Most of us had consigned to it. Most of us who had fought the Empire knew what was coming. Mirandel approached me prior, about midway through the day of the last siege. He had said, "Arnulf, we have a way to escape." And I told him he was mad, but he promised me, he said, the gates below will allow us to escape and get out of here. If we just make it down there in time, we can do so. I did not have a choice. Lord Gavis was going, the advisor was going, they took the entire garrison that was left, less than 50 men, every civilian in Ledford holding supplies, medications, foods, and the rest of us that knew each other went with them. We fought through those caves, because it was full of those creatures with the Empire at our back. King Aelys died for his son that day. Charged the Imperial lines in the rear. It was used as a distraction. We left the walls and charged into the mines. That is how your king died. When we were underground, we lost more and more people. None of them belonged down there. None of them. Between severed backs, slit throats, wounds we could not fix, people dropped like flies. Finally, we got to the last part of this sunken city that was beneath Ledford. Stone towers and buildings and walls as far as the eye could see, with a cavern ceiling that twinkled like starlight. This last building was massive, it was like a cathedral. And we entered it, and in the very back was this archway. Falgrith commanded the captain of the guard and his soldiers to close ranks, away from the archway towards us. They did so, spears and swords forward. While Mirandel, Seravith, Lord Gavis, and Falgrith used some sort of magic or something and stepped through the portal, and it closed. And that was that. They left us. Before this had happened, I had an inkling. Halfway down, I cornered Thessalor inside of one of the ruined keeps. I put a sword to his neck, and I called him a fucking coward, and I asked him the truth. I told him that I did not believe him. Was everyone going to get out? And the coward admitted it. That he lied to everyone. That he knew it was going to save himself, and Falgrith and Gavis, and I assume Seravith. He admitted to this prior knowledge. He led everyone down there to their doom to prove a point. He did not want to die, and he admitted this to me. He is so obsessed with what we have found and does not understand it, and values his own life so much that he was willing to throw away the entire populace of Ledford that had not only kept him alive, but gone with him on his crazy misadventures that had gotten our friends brutally butchered and murdered for nothing.
And then the portal went dark, and it was us and torchlight. The doors were broken down and creatures poured in forth, and we fought like madmen trying to hold the line. Guardsmen were ripped to pieces, talons going through their plate, limbs thrown about. I'm sure you've heard of a healer in the wood, yes. That healer in the woods is a friend. I will not go into too much detail because they have sworn me to, and I will listen to them. This healer, through great sacrifice of themselves, their own health, managed to buy luck, and gods know the stars aligning, open this archway, and what left of us were able to flee. That's how we wound up in Adwick. We walked here from Kagovia. From an archway, by the way, that is on the surface, and royal guards are around it. Or so I have been told.
Interesting.
So Thessalor left us all to die. And I'm not surprised he did not tell you.
I have one question for you.
Ask away.
If Gavis had been this son of your king, would you have done the same?
I was almost expecting you to ask this question. There is a difference between morality and duty. Mirandel has no duty. He has even said such as the scribe. He has gone over the edge with the arcane. He has gone over the edge thinking that magic is the only way to stop the Empire. And he will sacrifice anything to do so. What I would do for my king is my duty. And I would exhaust all other options before as such. I never would have had the son, the heir to the throne, on a province next to the Empire in the first place. The fact that he was there, it makes no sense to me. It is, I would say, borderline treasonous action. I cannot tell you what I would do because I would not find myself in that position in the first place. And everything that I have done has been self-sacrificing. I don't order men to their deaths for the greater good. I lead them to their deaths for the greater good, willing to die with them. I just have not been lucky yet. Thessalor has no duty, no honor. He does this because he thinks only he can. And he has said this to my face.
He certainly has some hubris, doesn't he? But you brought something up that's very interesting. I wonder whose idea it was to put the, well, the prince of the time in Ledford.
That's the funny part. Rumors were it was his own father.
Well, I'm sure he had advice.
I'm all about teaching a child or your son in a difficult and firm manner. But to take your son and dump them in one of your worst provinces with a snake like Fulgrith as an advisor? No. But that is not my concern. My concern is that, again, I have seen once more that Thessalor has left out things that implicate the kind of person he is, that he has done with you, and you, and you, and me. And he will tell you what he thinks you need to hear to get you on his side. I don't do cloaks and daggers, Lady Heart.
Well, it seems like this discussion's put a lot more on my plate than I thought it might.
None of it good, I'm afraid.
But very interesting nonetheless.
And
Got a lot of reading to do, it seems.
Just make sure whatever reading you do is of your own volition and not what's been handed to you.
Of course not.
I certainly hope that your house had nothing to do with this. And I certainly
As
hope
do
I
I.
can trust you. Because if not, I've just killed myself in my country.
I'll tell you this much, I'm not saying a word of this to anyone else.
One Mirandel Thessalor told me that 6 months ago.
I'm not Mirandel Thessalor.
True. Very true. If I could bring my country back together.